some
Yeah, so that leg around them with like, you know, the whole like a wet towel or like a
yeah, but I was going like
too much so.
I'm on,
Yeah,
and I'm staying on.
so
it's kind of
yeah. So like thinking more on again like the stirrups being a platform. Don't press against them, right? Just rest the feet in them, and really, actually, it's kind of the same thing, right? Like it's life changing getting those hips to really rotate in. Like that's where the closeness is going to come from, and I think a lot of the times when we've been told like to have legs like a wet towel adhered to their side, we think of doing that by like sort of squeezing gently on the whole way down instead of rotating, internal hip rotation, and then relaxation, softening your knees, softening your heels, so you can feel his sides, but now you have breathing legs. But I find like I can still get stuck in it because I've got like meatier thighs. I really sometimes do have to grab the back of my thigh and flip it inside out, just to find that like that is your baseline, and that is where your security is going to be. Because like gripping on, right? You know, like that just makes us fall off harder. And so if I'm like, say they're a little bit iffy, you know, if I was warming him up, I might start him a bit early and do the one leg, one side work exercise. So that I'm using that to sort of fill up my outside range and give him room to move over, to actually like literally move over to fill up the outside range. And if he's not, you know, moving over like that, then I don't have a lot of connection through that outside to work with anybody. So like stay off the wall a little bit if you can. Sorry, I grabbed a little marker sheet. Because like the things that, here's the thing, the stretching shot was non-existent. It was non-existent, but if you just pull the hell out of that, everything gets better. So it's like it's the key to making the other things that are good great. Same thing with the free wallet. I feel like you're at this point where you're guarded because you're like, well, if this goes bad, so then it's sort of non-existent, right? Like so then I'm like, you hate it because you're like, well, there is no free wallet, and it's technically a zero, right? But it's like, oh, I wish I could use that. So, and then the loop, it's just he's got to work on the balance of that. You kind of know that. Like it's also when he's tense, right? So he stabilizes through tension. So he goes like, you know, do a loop with, yeah. Lesson plans. So and then when I'm posting, I think again about not rising up off my feet, but using just the mechanics of thrusting my hips forward. So the post is more like this and less like this. And then that will keep that lower leg really wide. And it can just kind of stay, if it's moved and it's there, and you can feel it, but it's not like digging. And sometimes too, you know, the internal hip rotation again gives the back just to come out and make it comfortable for them to like relax their back. So even with him, I have to wonder if sometimes a little half seat. But you know what I'm saying? Like a little half then maybe it's more comfortable for them if they start to come behind. I don't know. Let's see. Let's go on to a 20-meter circle and just try to work towards a little bit of stretch. Pardon? In the wall or in the top? In the top. And so just push the hands a little forward. And if you can lower that outside rein a bit. And try a little tiny bit of counter flexion. And lower the hand and curve. Choose a bit of a try. When you ask for flexion to not bring the hand back and make it kind of quarter his head to the left. Yeah. Just ask for like less flexion, I guess, with less flexion. Let him be a little straighter on the circle. Like the problem, the good thing and the problem is that no. And so, like, we're always riding because their pattern of behavior, right? And we're like, oh, this is what's going to come. Try to push the hand forward and encourage him to stretch out and down. Widen the hand, see if you can stabilize the bit a little bit and widen it so that it's a bit less busy. Because he's very busy. And just keep kind of swaying the hips, but don't speed up. When you sit, really sit. And when you ride, ride. Steady. And just eyes up. Because it's really easy to get lost in the weeds looking down at our horses, and when you're always on babies and like the difficult training horses, we're always looking down to be like, what are you about to do? So try to look up a little bit so that you can sort of see the horizon, you know? You got rough seas underneath you, keep your eyes on the horizon. And just keep kind of swinging your hips up and over and fixating on yourself. And as you rise, think about the mechanics of each time I rise. And this is the hard part if you have blocks on your saddle and you're not riding in an old school student. Is that it's kind of hard to ride rotating your thighs inward. The mechanics of that brings a whole ease, and suddenly you're sitting up there like you could be, you know, drinking a cup of coffee now while you're riding. You know what I mean? Like just the ease and just the flow and just the... And now little bend in your elbows, but try to still offer that stability. This is fantastic. And keep those hips just confidently up over the front of the saddle. Like you're not actually coming over the front of the saddle, but it's sort of that mentality. And keep the, yeah. So when he does that, just keep swimming. And then keep them a little off the wall if you can. But like, I feel like everything, you have all the fancy things, and that harness would be a circus pony in a day. Like they're that smart, and they can do kind of the things with tension. But like the key to everything with you is being able to get a really quality stretchy shot. You know? Where he's like really filling up the lines. So against their nature and their breathing to be able to do that. And then change direction before he gets tired this way, but enthusiastically just coast to the next spot. So swing your hips. Now, look through that turn early and swing, swing, swing. Stop managing this. Swing, 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 swing. Good job. Give him a pat. Good job. And then keep swinging. Good. And just like if you're a 5-year-old kid that doesn't know all the bad things that can happen, right? Swing, swing, swing. Stop managing with that left rein, because then that becomes your post, but keep the same tension. But add more control to your sit and if you're ride. So slow your ride, slow your sit. Good. A little flexion to the right, slow your ride, but push that sit. Sit and put weight into that saddle. It's okay.
Sorry.
No, this is okay.
This is her this time.
Or is it me? Oh my God.
No, I think it, well, I don't know.
I think he's tired too. He has a little case of hard work-itis. Good boy. Now, this time no matter what happens, we'll change you through here. No matter what happens, I want you to walk there and have a little conversation with everyone. Now at the end, a little flexion, soft, and then you're gonna sit up and gear down, and you're gonna kind of go to the bustle if you can, and someone just say something there like, good job.
How are you doing, Neo? You good? Nothing terrifying?
Or point the flash at him and take a picture. But, you know, talk to him, tell him it's good, like those little affirmations, and that every time he wants a break, he can have it by the door. Feed him breakfast here. Why it becomes the awesomest corner ever.
Well, we did that great.
Oh, but you know, you've been riding that horse long enough, and hasn't given you terrible still, or just her
No.
So,
I'm just not as brave as them.
I know, like, honest to God, I know, I'm up there on the mare when she was being fresh, going like, is this fun? Are we having fun? Is this what, I mean, because I could take up a different sport, like, I don't know, ping pong. Feel a little safer. That's brilliant. So there, you didn't niggle at him with your inside rein. So when you find yourself getting into that old habit, modify the exercise. Don't go as deep into that corner. Like, you don't have to prove yourself every day, every time you have it. I think you get into it. Yeah, and now, where's your elbows? Figure out how to follow that next, because he's lowering the weight of the neck. You guys see that? His neck's getting longer? Yeah. So bend your elbows. And so add angle to them. If you find yourself having to pull or get your elbow behind the seam of your pants or behind your waist, shorten your reins. And bend those elbows and follow his neck. I swear to goodness, so they spook in the corner and they get upset, and then we become that fulfilling prophecy. Because we get defensive, because we don't want to die, right? So actual bravery would be like, okay, I'm going to bend my elbows, I'm going to follow your neck, I'm going to rotate my hips in so I can feel you, but I'm not gripping you. That makes sense. I'm going to breathe, but I'm going to, I don't know if you guys have, I think it's on Disney, it's Chris Hemsworth. He did that thing where he talks about like how like firefighters don't run out of oxygen when they go into burning buildings, box breathing.
Yeah.
So big deep breaths. Close your mouth, stick your tongue to the roof of your mouth, the back of your tongue, suction it up as hard as you can, and then breathe really deeply through your nose. Keep your head back, keep your chest up, and suddenly you can't breathe through your nose and actually pull oxygen, get in and oxygen by deep, deep breathing. Show him how to breathe and don't expect it to get better. If it took, let's say, 600 rides to get here, then expect it to take 1,200 to get past it, right? But you have time. That's beautiful. See, now you go, what breed is that? You see how he's like lowering the base of his neck?
Yeah.
And so little Spooky came out with, it just worked out a little hard. So again, respiration rate, if it's up, give him a walk. And then follow with those elbows, actionable. That you stay really engaged and you're not a different rider in the difficult end of the arena. Do you know what I mean? It's like Jekyll and Hyde. It's like good cop, scary cop, And because they are mirrors of us. Like in the field, you know, one breathes dragon fire, they're all breathing dragon fire, one's tail goes up, all their tails go up. So you have to work hard, do not be so easily influenced by him.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So focus on the actual bravery things, not just managing the situation, realizing, yeah, there's going to be some bobbles, but you have to sort of recalibrate yourself to be at, you know, the rider you know you are everywhere else in this ring. So there, don't feel need to fix that. Just keep being you. So when he does that, that changes you, right?
That's what I was getting at first. When I was trying to work on interesting me and interesting emotions.
Right.
So not to, for me to not tense up every time he does, or every time he's not on to this, I'm thinking he's good.
Well, and if they feel small, like sometimes, like if they're mirrors of us, you being more brave in the sense of like you're really sure of yourself. No matter what he does, you're not so easily shaken. You're just very sure of yourself, and you lend him some of your sureness.
Yeah.
So whether that's checking in with all things, my feet, my leg, my hips, are they nice and open, or did they suddenly close peg? Right? Did my breathing suddenly go from like deep to? Can I, you know, if I'm going through that corner, can I do that, or am I too tense? Right? So think actionable. I'm breathing, I'm rolling my shoulder back, I'm thinking of the angle of my shoulders, and I'm fixating on me, not him. Because I feel like these guys often have to make us really focus on them. But if they're a mirror of us, do you know what I mean? So you need to, sure, you can be spiriting sideways across the ring, but I'll be hanging like Wile E. Coyote in that corner. I had one horse that was kind of like that, and he was really bad little sort for his rider, and you're spooked at a lot of things, and then he feels trapped, and he went out to a friend of mine, saying, he has a lot of wash. Because she kind of tried to force it, and I started to bring my battles around to be like, you know, you're gonna cut in, and I'm just gonna hang off this side, and yeah, he kind of stepped up and started staying underneath me a little bit, but I tried to deal with him more with just weight, just my weight. Oh, that's a brilliant boy, good boy. And like a little stress, and that's very brave. The scariest thing to do is to walk upon horse. You just want to think it's a drop. Like, let's just get to it. Basically, jump on the mounting block and cut away. And that's what you can do on a loose breaking line. And go down. So, there. And keep moving those hips. So now you can keep freedom and you can lift your shoulders. Lower that hand, you have to widen the hands to sort of stabilize the connection and bring them back through. Let's just be more. Get into the tension, so a little bit of one side, one ring, one leg, one side. Good boy. And then have those elbows follow him a little bit. And the really hard part is when they're not trustworthy, but you want them to be trustworthy in their mirrors, so you try to like you trust them even though you don't trust them. Because if you don't like that, if you don't trust them, they need to really try that. Because they work around that. Push your hands forward. You want them to fill up that connection. So like when you do your stretchy trust, you don't need to be dangling. They actually want to feel connected. You're not taking up the whole space. Let's turn a little early. Because it is a scary end. So you go, look, I can give you this a little bit. Right, so again, if they can't handle it, our job